All right, here's the proof. Kimberly left Tommy for Jason. Here he goes. You cannot deny that. All right, let's talk about this a little bit. Do you know what time it is? Welcome back to the Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel, and today we are talking about if Kimberly did in fact leave Tommy for Jason, and that's why she and Jason were together in the Turbo Rangers movie. So here we are. We got the picture. They are loving on each other, they're hugging on each other, and it looks like they're kind of smoochy too. And then you have Red Ranger Tommy, Turbo Ranger Tommy, just there kind of looking sad, head drooped a little bit. Tanya's there in the corner like, oh no, this is not good. This is awkward. But yeah, undeniable proof, right? No, this is actually in the bloopers, so these are in the outtakes. That is not, in fact, part of the Turbo movie, but I posted this on my Facebook today, and it just kind of blew up, and the thought blew up, and people were like, why not? Why couldn't it happen? And some people were like, no, there's no way it could happen. And I've always been adamant that Jason and Kimberly were together in the Turbo movie. I just find it very strange that they were together. So I posted this, and more details kind of came out from other fans saying, in fact, that they knew for a fact that there was a plot element that was dropped in the Turbo movie that Kimberly and Jason were together, and that's why they were together scuba diving. I don't know. It makes sense to me, though. I mean, they are off in a tropical vacation. They're scuba diving in wetsuits. They are together. They're supposed to be surprising their friends at the karate championship because they don't know they're going to show up. I think it's strange. They were together. I mean, why would they be together? We do know that Kimberly left Tommy very early in Power Rangers Zeo, and she sent a Dear John letter, and it was basically saying she met somebody while she was training with her gymnastics, and that she was going to follow her heart, and she needed to move on. And it broke Tommy, and Kat swooped in, and she was like, she got her some Tommy pretty quickly. Kimberly did all the work for her. But that was early in Zeo. That was, in fact, before Jason came back and to take on the Gold Ranger powers. So if he came back and he was with Kimberly the entire time, that's some kind of messed up stuff right there. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of breaking bro code. Not cool. And they're supposed to be best friends. So it may not be the person that Kimberly left Tommy for immediately, but I do think that they ended up together. And Jason never had a relationship the entire time he was on Power Rangers. Never. Even Austin St. John's like, why didn't I get one? He kind of got one for a second, right as he lost the Gold Ranger powers because they were taking over him and stuff like that, or they were killing him. But that never even got fleshed out. I would have to think that, if he showed up with Kimberly, that kind of solidifies it right there in my eyes. I mean, especially when he got taken over by the evil of Malagor, possessed in a sense, and was fighting Tommy. He was very angry. He had a lot of anger in there, and he was like, I am the strong one now. I have the power. I have the girl. No, he didn't say I have the girl, but he was probably thinking it, So, no, but he was a lot of resentment there, a lot of anger. And you're telling me that was just about Power Rangers? I don't know. Another thing that was brought up was people are insisting that Kimberly actually ended up with Skull and that Spike is their son. And some people, again, are saying that this was something that was supposed to be a plot element in Power Rangers Samurai, but it was dropped or never just came out whatsoever. I find that one a little less likely to believe in. But you never know. People write crazy things, but that would definitely be interesting. I just never really saw Kimberly ending up with Skull. It was always going to be like whether it be Tommy or I guess Jason. Jason makes sense here. We know that Tommy moved on with Kat and they had a son named JJ. Dimensions in Danger. They're all living together. But Once and Always just came out, and Simon Bennett tweeted that Tommy and Kat may not actually be married and just living together. And that I was talking to David Yost about that from Dimensions in Danger, and then David Yost wasn't really sold on that idea for the story of Once and Always, which I think would be really interesting. Did Tommy, in fact, go back to Kimberly, or did Kimberly and them reunite? I mean, they are on the same team together in Once and Always when they are fighting Robo Rita, and then later on when they're at the memorial for Trini and they all get captured together. And Kat seemed okay that, Tommy was off around with his ex-girlfriend. But then again, they were at a memorial for Trini. I get that. Even before that, they were fighting Robo Rita. Big threat. So I get that as well. But it's something really interesting to think about is, did Kimberly, in fact, leave Tommy for Jason? And my thought is, eventually, yes. I just don't think he was necessarily that guy in the Dear John letter. But I do think because they showed up together in Turbo, that they had obviously been talking off on non-Power Ranger duties, having non-Power Ranger time together, that they were together. I mean, come on, they were like scuba diving together. I mean, I don't know. And they were traveling together. I know they've been through a lot, but that even kind of makes more sense why they would end up together. So that's just me. I think it's pretty interesting. It's a cool little photo that popped up. It kind of blew up today. It was super funny. But especially because it's been so adamant during all the live streams that anytime it comes up, I'm like, Kimberly and Jason end up together. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think they ended up together? Do you think that Tommy and Kimberly got back together? Do you acknowledge that Kat and Tommy have a son named JJ? Because I put that in. Some people I refuse to accept that Tommy and Kat end up together. In fact, if you remember, there was a Christmas special where there's an old Tommy and old Kat, and they're watching their very young grandson when their older grandson comes to pick up, and it's very clear that he is a Power Ranger himself. So they are together, as according to the Christmas special, even in the far future. So I don't know if Tommy and Kimberly would have ended up back together, especially during the once and always times, but it's just a thought. So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that they ended up back together? Do you think that Jason and Kimberly got together? Do you think Kimberly got with Skull and they had Spike together? That'd be really interesting, and I would really want to hear that story of how that happened. All right, guys, y'all have a great one, and you know what time it is.